Wow, what an interesting morning this morning. The big news is pretty shocking to the Astroneer world. This is One Last Midnight, and today, System Era has been acquired by Devolver for up to $40 million. Now, it's kind of interesting. There's a little bit of terminology that is a little bit hard to wrap my head around. Been doing some research and some studying this morning, trying to figure out exactly what the words first party studio means and also acquires, what acquires means. Because to me, acquires is purchase. Like I acquired a car, I purchased a car. So let's go ahead and break it down and see exactly, or try to find out exactly what this means. Okay, first of all, let's look at a communication that was put out by System Era about 8 hours ago. It says, today we've got the most exciting announcement to make. System Era's history. We're joining Devolver Digital as a first-party studio. And so what does this mean? So if you go through and you read this article, it essentially says that they're joining Devolver Studio and they are going to continue to keep working on Astroneer. Matter of fact, they say specifically, what about Astroneer? Well, we'll keep working on it. Of course, most of our team has already been working on something new and exciting, but now we'll have even a greater capacity to support Astroneer and its amazing community who have stuck with us for so long. We have a whole roadmap for 2024 updates, and we're embarking on it, and we can't wait to share more. So Astroneer is going to continue to keep living as a video game. But what does that mean for System Era as a company? They say their brand is going to remain the same. That the company, the brand, the team is not going anywhere. But let's flip over to different news. If we switch over to the market screener, which specifically focuses on business and, staying on top of the market, because Devolver Digital Inc. is a publicly traded company. And matter of fact, they're up almost 2% since this announcement. They break down the announcement, but the announcement is not saying that System Era is moving over as a first-party developer. They're saying System Era was acquired. So it says that Devolver Digital Inc. acquired System Era Softworks LLC for $40 million on November 1st, 2023. And it goes through and it breaks down the transaction of what's happening, what the payments are going to be, how much money is going to, and how much stock is going to the principals of System Era. And there's further contingents that are listed in here, which are the continued sales of Astroneer. It specifically says in this breakdown that it will continue to keep paying System Era LLC, or a portion of money to System Era, who maybe the principals of System Era. I'm not too sure how the money is going to work, but it says that the following acquisition, subject to the satisfaction of certain periodic performance targets that are based on Astroneer's EBITDA contribution to the fiscal year from December 31st, 2023 to December 31st of 2027. So they still, Astroneer as a piece of software still has to make performance targets in order for them to get continued cash contribution from Devolver, which I thought was fascinating. Again, this doesn't sound like to me that the company System Era Softworks LLC is owned by Adam or any of the other principals over there anymore. It's now owned by Devolver Inc. And no, while they may keep the brand, the people, everything else, it would work like any other subsidiary. So let's look at a subsidiary if you don't know what a subsidiary is. And a great example of the subsidiary is Berkshire Hathaway owns like Dairy Queen. They own Geico. They own Clayton Homes. They own whatever. So that would be Devolver. Devolver now owns System Era, and yes, System-Era is going to be continuing to develop software as a first-party developer. What does first-party developer mean? From what I've read from first-party video game developers, it is that they are 100% dedicated to developing software for their parent company. So they're developing software for Devolver from here on out. And then Devolver might publish it, and they might publish it under System-Era's name as a subsidiary name. Like, you know, you're not going to get rid of Geico as a name. It's always going to be Geico Insurance. It's not going to be Birthway Hashires Insurance. So they're going to, it's not going to be Devolver publishing the video game, because they're buying essentially System-Era's name for, you know, being able to produce Astroneer. So I don't know. It's really an interesting concept here. You look at the business side of things, and the business side says acquired. And acquired is ownership. So are they a wholly owned subsidiary or a partial subsidiary? But if you read the financials say, look, they've acquired it. They're not any kind of wholly owned anything. They're owned by Devolver from here on out. And while they might maintain the company name, they might maintain the people, there is going to be some sort of overlap, as there is with the companies merging together. I don't know if people are going to transition out of positions. Maybe the entire company as a whole stays together and just gets, you know, orders directly filtered down, because yeah, I mean, it sounds that way to me. Look, comment section is for this conversation, man. Get into the comments, because the way that I'm reading this is they're owned by Devolver. They might be claiming that they are a first party development company, but because that there's money changing hands, and the financials are saying that they're acquired. It seems to me that, you know, Devolver owns them as a company to begin with. So the name as a first party video game developer doesn't entirely make sense to me, other than you want to keep that name as a company. I'm not 100% sure. It's a little weird. It's very strange. But they have, you know, so if you're worried about Astroneer as a video game, because you guys play Astroneer, because I play Astroneer, Astroneer's not going anywhere, because if you look at the financials, they have obligations to meet. So I'm just real curious what happened. What happened? You know, they're trying to make, System-Era's trying to make a great little public spin. Oh, we're going to stay together. We're still going to be a kumbaya kind of guy. But, you know, it's not that anymore. I don't see it as that. Devolver is going to make all of your creative choices, or could make all of your creative choices. They don't have to. They could give creative license over to System-Era as long as they're making money as a subsidiary. But once they start making bad decisions, Devolver is going to come in and say, you need to go this direction or that direction. Also, Devolver can absolutely 100% resell to another company. If they wanted to sell to Epic, or if they wanted to sell to EA, they could sell whatever assets that they have, which in System-Era is now one of their assets. So I guess that's what's going to happen. I guess what I don't understand is, if you go back and you look at Joe's 3 years by the numbers, right? The by the numbers thing. Joe put out all the numbers for that Astroneer has made. And, you know, at that time, they've made $75 million off of Astroneers. And they have, a team of 50? I believe a team of 50. Is that correct? So, I don't know what, if you had half of them, I don't know how many developers they have. Let's say you have 30 developers. If you had half of them working on new content for Astroneer, then you could have the other half of them working on a new video game. So I'm a little confused why you would do an acquisition. Why would you sell the company? Why would you do that? I mean, if you go back to the financials, right, and you look at the financials said that the revenue for System-Era that's been reported over the last year, the last 12 months, has been $7 million with an EBITDA of 3.8. And EBITDA stands for earnings before interest, taxes, depreciation, and amortization. Essentially, it's your ability to be able to generate cash, right? So it's not like they were rolling in money on a year-to-year basis. Decent money. I just don't get it. I'm blown away that why don't you come out with Astroneer 2 if there was a I don't know. I'm scratching my head. It's been 6-7 years since Astroneer has been released from early access or pre-alpha. And you would think that with all of the success of Astroneer, that there would be Astroneer 2.0 coming out the door, a sequel coming out the door within the next couple years, which would then give you an influx of money again. So why do it? Why do it? Set all of the marketing bullshit aside. This is going to give us a better opportunity to do this or better opportunity to do that. What is the why behind having to do the better opportunity? Are you just tired of the business? You didn't want to be in software development anymore? You weren't making enough money to be able to continue to keep growing? There has to be some underlying border reason why you chose to sell your company. You just wanted out? I mean, I don't know. I'm blown away. The news has blown my head apart. At any rate, look, leave your comments in the comment section below. I love the video announcement of this acquisition where you've got this little animation of a guy bouncing off the walls, the white walls. That scene looks like it's directly from THX 1138. Bizarre. I find it absolutely bizarre. Anyways, that's my rant. Look, put comments in the comment section below. Everybody who loves Astroneer, I want to hear your feedback on this because I am blown away. And yes, Astroneer will continue because they have a financial responsibility to Devolver to continue to make money for them for the next 4 years. 4 years, people. So Astroneer is going to continue to keep making money for the next 4 years. Now, what does that mean for other system era software projects? I don't know. But you would think that eventually there's going to be a sequel of Astroneer because they made a lot of money off of Astroneer 1.0. So at least Astroneer 1.0. What does that mean for all of our favorites? Joe, Adam, everybody in the company that we have come to know and love over the last 6 years, 7 years. I don't know. Hopefully they maintain their positions. Hopefully they get to stay in that organization and not filter out and leave because they are system era. It's not the company. The company name doesn't make up the people. The people make up the company name. The quality of the product that you're getting is from the people that were inside of that company to begin with. So once you start flipping those people out, how does the quality get affected, right? I mean, it's like any acquisition. Look at Twitter as a really bad example of an acquisition. So I don't know. I'm still floored, and I could probably talk for the next hour about this because I'm just floored. I will be playing Astroneer tonight. You better damn believe it. And we'll talk more about this soon. If you haven't already, hit that like button. If you're not a subscriber, please subscribe. Would love to have you in the community. You want to follow me on any of my social media, you can find the links in the description below. And make sure you hit that notification bell. That way you know when I go live and when I post new videos. I'll talk to you soon. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.